Hey, how you guys doing? It is me again. They do call me Kraken. We are not in my workshop in Weatherford, Texas, but we are in Weatherford, Texas. We're out here on this beautiful property right here. This lady's got quite a few trees that are down. She had somebody come in and do a little bit of firewood cutting for them. They left a mess all over the place. So she's got some logs that are down that she's wanting to get rid of, and we're going to go ahead and get rid of them. So we've kind of butchered the top of this one right here. Getting it level so that I could put that on there. I'm not really concerned with the top cut. Top cut's gonna, it's pretty much trash anyway. And then this one over here. And then when we're done, we're gonna just kind of go down here, turn around, come back and look and see what else might be out here that we can pick up today. But yeah, this is what we're doing. We're slabbing it down. So we're getting everything set up. We got our saws out. Got to mix the fuel. I don't have any oil in the fuel yet. We've got to finish setting this up. What we're going to do is we're going to do the top cut on this one. Then we're going to do the top cut on this one. And then we'll start slabbing them out. But we're going to get the top cuts done before we do anything else. This one here was a little bit easier to get level. Of course, we had to cut the ends of them so that I can put my guide rail on. But yeah, it's a pretty simple process, really. Wedges. Going on with this thing. It usually doesn't die on me like this. haven't done much adjusting to this since we broke it in, so I'm really thinking that we need to adjust our idle. It runs fine till we get it on idle, and then it dies on me. Yep, we're gonna have to do an adjustment to the idle. But it's pinching on here pretty decent. Add some more fuel to it. I think it's got enough in there, but it didn't do this to me yesterday. We'll get this top cut done. We'll let it idle for a minute or two to let it cool down while we set up this one over here. I want it to idle for a minute to cool down, so I'm going to start it again and just let it sit here and idle and see if it'll idle sitting straight up. No. Yep, we're going to have to make an adjustment. All right, let me adjust this thing. We'll set this one up over here, but this is what we got out of this piece. Not bad looking. Not bad looking at all. But if I don't do something about this saw idling over here, I'm gonna be here all damn day long. Well, the rain let up enough for me to get a couple more slabs off of this one. We got that right there. It's we got these two done. I need to get, I'm thinking maybe 1 or 2 more slabs off here. I thought after getting 2 of them off, I could lift it up and throw it on the trailer and finish it when I got home, but that shit ain't happening. It's fucking heavy, man. So I'm gonna have to get at least 1 more slab and probably 2 more slabs off of it before I'm gonna be able to lift that and put it on there. And then we still got this one to deal with. So based on that, I'm gonna say we're probably gonna have to get 5 slabs off of this before I even have a chance to move it. Probably more than that. So I may end up having to come back tomorrow to finish this because this is a little rough right now. Well, we're gonna wait it out again, see if it'll stop. It's coming down, not super hard, but hard enough to fucking make you wish that you weren't sitting out here in it. So we'll try it again here in a few minutes. All right, we're back. We had a little bit of a problem with the rain, but it seems to have passed now. The skies are clear again. Everything is good. We got this down. We got 2 slabs off of this plus the top cut. I've probably got at least 2, maybe 3 slabs that I can still get out of it. This end is a lot thinner than this other end over here. So I'm just gonna try to get enough off of this so that I can load the rest of it, and then once I get the rest of that log loaded, we'll finish it at the house. Same thing with this one over here. We've got considerably more that we're going to be able to get off of this one, and I'm going to have to take considerably more off of it before I'm going to be able to take it to the house. I can already tell you that we're going to have to trim this piece off of the end right here, or I'm not going to be able to get the saw off of it, but no big deal. We'll take care of that. That's about it. So we're going to get started. I'm not going to film the whole thing, but we'll show you what we get out of it when we're done slabbing this piece and getting it loaded up, and then we'll show you what we get out of this one. We might film a couple more cuts, but you know, not right now. All right, we got that log cut. We got 1 more slab off of it right here. So we got that slab, and that took off enough weight for me to be able to pick it up and wrestle it into the trailer. We've got at least 2 more slabs left on this, if not a little bit more, and we'll get it to the house, put it up on our slabbing station, and we'll take care of that from there. Now that brings us to this one. So we've got this one to do. As you can see, it's wet because right when I finished cutting the slab, it started raining again. No clouds in the sky, right? Look, no, well, we got that little bit over there, but no clouds over us, and it just started raining. Sun was shining, started pouring down rain, lasted all of about maybe 5 minutes, and then it was done. So we're gonna start on this one over here. I'm gonna set the camera up because we'll at least do one video of the cut. We're not going to do the first one, but we'll do at least one video of the cuts, and then we'll, you know, show what we get out of it all. I left the 2 slabs I cut earlier this morning. I went home for lunch and to let the rain kind of play itself out, and I left the 2 slabs that I did this morning at the house. So far I've got 3 slabs with at least 2 more out of here. That'll give us 5 slabs out of the small log. I'm expecting we're going to get at least 6 or 7 out of this one, and I don't know how many of them I'm going to have to cut before I can actually move the log. I mean, it's heavy, really heavy, so we'll see what happens. All right, we got the first full slab out of this big one here. You can see the difference in the size of the slabs there. So there's quite a bit of difference in the size of them. We're cutting these at 2 inches thick. So I thought about cutting some 1 inch or 1.25 inches, but this is a lot of work. And the thinner I cut them, the more cuts I got to make. And it takes probably about 10 minutes or so per cut. It's obviously a hell of a lot faster with a bandsaw. In the time that I cut the 3 slabs off of the first log, I could have had both these logs cut with a bandsaw mill. But then I would have to get the logs to my house, and I would have to get the logs back to the bandsaw mill, provided I could get a bandsaw mill set up at my house. I don't have very good backyard access, so getting it back there is just not feasible right now until we buy another property. So for me right now, having a chainsaw mill is the way to go. I mean, it works for me. I know it doesn't work for everybody, but it does work for me. And we're using all off-brand stuff, right? So the original chainsaw mill was made by a company by the name of Granberg, and they make a very high quality product. They also make a pretty expensive product. This chainsaw mill was made by Vevor, however you want to pronounce it, V-E-V-O-R. I bought it off of Amazon for about 70 bucks. I'm also using off-brand chainsaws. So the small chainsaw I've got over here, this little 62cc that I do the trim work, cut all the branches and square off the fronts and all that stuff. It's a 62cc chainsaw. It's made by Vevor also, and I'm very happy with it. I've found it to be quite capable. It's been a very good saw so far. So I know it's off-brand. You know, the Steel guys and the Husqvarna guys are, you know, they're gonna have something to say about it, but that's okay, because I don't have $1,700 to put into a chainsaw, right? My big saw over here is 92 cc's, and it is a Stihl clone. It's not a Stihl, it's a Stihl clone. All of the parts on that chainsaw are compatible with Stihl, so if anything goes out, I just go get an OEM Stihl part, and sooner or later the whole chainsaw will be a Stihl chainsaw. But I couldn't afford $1,800 for the Stihl chainsaw, so this is the Farmac 92cc with 36-inch bar on it. And with the 36-inch bar on the 92cc, I can do right at about 30 inches, give or take. And kind of stressing it a little bit on these that I'm cutting right now, because in the wide spot right there at the back where that curve goes in, and that wide spot back there, and this little nub that's coming off on this side where that branch was, that is pushing the very limits of this. Matter of fact, I had to trim the end of that off in order to make sure that I could clear it. So but we're able to do some pretty wide slabs. It does take a little bit of time though. This is definitely a time consuming deal. I'm not paying for these logs. This lady wants the logs out of her yard. Another person came in, cut them, left them laying here. She's not happy with that, so she wanted them out of the yard. She was happy for me to just come take them. Best I can tell so far, this is red oak, and it's pretty hard. It's definitely taking a toll on the saw. So periodically through the cut, I've got to stop, let the saw idle a little bit to cool down, you know, and then I'm using a tank of gas about every 1.5 to 2 slabs. This thing is eating up some fuel. So I was only at about half a tank of oil when we started this last slab. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and top off the fuel on it before I start this next one, fill up the oil in the for the bar, and then we're going to get to slabbing again. So but yeah, so you know, I may not be paying anything for the slabs, but I guarantee you I've got a ton of sweat equity in this. So these slabs are just as valuable to me as if I'd gone out and paid top dollar for them. It is taking a lot of work to do it, and they're rough cut. They're going to need a lot of finishing work done to them, but I've been dealing with rough cut stuff, you know, pretty much the whole time I've been woodworking, so that's not anything new to me. We'll take these home, we'll stack them, let them dry for a little bit. This log's been out here for years, so it's already started that drying process, and I did not bring a moisture meter with me, so I don't know what it's at right now. I'm going to guess that it's probably going to be around 30%, but it really honestly shouldn't take any more than a few months to get it down to about 20% air drying, and then we're going to stick it in the solar kiln, and we're going to dry it the rest of the way and get it down, get it sterilized, and have it ready to do some stuff with. So anyway, enough jabber-jawing. I've got a lot of work left to do. This was actually just an excuse for me to take a little bit of a break too, because this is a lot of work. And we're going to go ahead and fill up the chainsaw and start another slab. All right, we'll catch you guys there in a little bit. Well, unfortunately, my phone ran out of battery, so I didn't get any of the footage that I was hoping to be able to get. We've been here the better part of the day. I left for a couple of hours because of the rain. Went home, ate some lunch, sat around for a little bit, and then unloaded what we got done this morning, and came back out here once the rain had stopped. And we ended up having 2 logs. We took the top cuts and the bottom cuts. I don't know, some of them we may be able to do something with, some of them we may not, I don't know. But we've got 2 cuts at the house, and we've got the this log right here, which is pretty good all the way through, that we'll get 2 more slabs out of. We got this slab right here out of that one also, so that'll be 5 slabs out of that log. And then out of this log, that log laying on the ground has got some punky wood in the back of it, so we're going to lose some of that on the bottom. But I've got at least 1 more good solid cut that we can get out of there, maybe 2. Depends on how much we lose because of the rot wood in there. Overall, these slabs have been super clean. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slabs out of that big one, and these are all pretty massive slabs. They're each one of them 6 foot long. They average about 21 to 26 inches in width. I think this one on the end is the widest one. They're going to make some really nice furniture, probably tables, bar tops, kitchen island tops, you know, stuff like that is what these would really be great for live edge. For something like that, you'd put a straight edge on 2 of them and join 2 of them together. Really nice. This one right here, we've got a lot of rot right in this area here. It doesn't seem to go very deep, but it is there, and so we're gonna have to cut. What I'm probably gonna do is take this home and cut this top piece off of it. Probably leave about a 2-inch slab on the bottom, cut everything else off, and then either use the other stuff for whatever's good that's not rotted. We'll use for, you know, turning bowls or stuff like that. The rest of it we'll just trash, burn. So, but for the most part, we got a lot of good wood out of this. So we've got 7 slabs out of this one right here. These big slabs are averaging about 21 board foot, some a little over. These little slabs are averaging about 17 or 18 board foot. So overall, we've got quite a bit going on right here. We'll get these home, get them stacked up, get them air dried. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get them off the trailer, because this is definitely quite a bit of weight right here. Hell, I've got to go way back here just to really kind of get the whole thing in the view, right? Yeah, so that's what we've got right there, plus the couple that we've already taken to the house, and what we're going to get off of these end pieces, or the top and bottom pieces. All right, we'll catch you guys a little bit later on. I am beat. I am wore the hell out. This was a lot of damn work. So we're gonna get these. I'm gonna finish getting this one pushed on here. We're gonna slab these on top of it, strap everything down, get back to the house, try to get some other work done. All right, we'll catch y'all later on. Peace out.